Guys, what's going on? Coach Brian Klepacki here with CriticalBench.com. I'm going to show you how to get the hip flexor using this bad boy right here, your foam roller. First thing you always want to do is go right at the hip flexor there at the top of the quads. Apply all your pressure on that area. Now guys, the hip flexor is not a big area of the muscle, or the body I should say. It's right at the top of the quadriceps, right on top of that hip bone. Now you can see I'm rotating the angle of my body, twisting side to side to get all parts of the hip flexors. So do this for about 20 to 30 seconds. Once you feel like you've loosened up that hip flexor, then you flip on over. And now you're going to stretch out the hip flexor using the foam roller. Sit right on top of the roller. Shoulders go back on the floor. As you can see, the only thing that's elevated off the floor are my hips using the foam roller. So now from this position, I just stretched out, I rolled out my right side. Now I'm going to pull that left knee into the chest as hard as I can. You're going to feel a tremendous stretch in that hip flexor. Hold this for about 20 seconds. Now if you can see, my toes are pointed straight up towards the ceiling. That's really going to emphasize that stretch in that hip flexor. Do the same thing on the other side. Foam roll that hip flexor real quick, about 20 to 30 seconds. Flip on over again. Shoulders on the floor. Now I'm going to pull my right knee into my chest, keeping that left leg extended, feeling that stretch deep in that hip flexor. Oh man, that feels so good. Guys, do that right before you work out, right before you get into the heavy lifting, even right before you go for a run.
I'm going over today a very simple, easy to do exercise that really isn't an exercise at all. It's a way to relax a very important muscle in your body. That's the psoas muscle. It's in that hip flexor group. So I'm going to drop down here, and I have Michelle already in the proper position. Her knees are bent, her feet are roughly about 16 to 18 inches apart. She's in nice alignment here. She's relaxed. She's not trying to tilt her pelvis or do anything. It's just a relaxed position, her neutral spine. What she's going to do, she's just going to very lightly hold on to this pad with very, very little pressure. Okay? Because this is something that she wants to be able to maintain and hold for several minutes at a time. Okay? If you feel fatigue or feel tired in any way, you're probably just squeezing a little bit too much on there. What this is doing is actually releasing the deep muscles that are, you can't obviously see them, the deep muscles that attach to our lumbar spine and to the top of our femur. It's a very, very interesting muscle group, the psoas major, and that muscle becomes constantly under stress when we're in a seated position all day long at work, in the car, at home. So what we're doing is we're releasing that muscle, we're letting it stretch out, we're letting it lengthen and just relax. And what that muscle does is just a numerous amount of things for us. And so by letting that muscle just relax and let the tension out of that muscle, it's going to do so much for us in our ability to perform in the gym. So I hope this was very helpful to you. Do this for several minutes at a time. Just find a spot on the floor at home, at the gym, and you'll get a lot out of this, I promise you. In order for an athlete to perform at their best, they need to perform with explosive power through their hips. In order to generate that kind of force, you should be doing Olympic lifting.